It started out like any typical Friday evening. I had barely stepped through the front door after a long day, ready to unwind, when Emily called from the living room. There was something off in her expression, part teasing, part oddly serious. "Sit down for a moment," she said, motioning toward the couch. I did, though I couldn't shake the feeling that her tone was unusually formal. "We need to review a few new expectations," she went on, folding her hands neatly in her lap. "Expectations? For me?" I asked, trying not to sound defensive. She nodded with a small smile. "Yes. Some things around here need a little adjustment. More balance. More structure. You'll get it." At the dining table, her friends, who were over for a small get-together, burst into quiet giggles. A wave of irritation rose in me, not because they laughed, but because it felt like they already knew something I didn't. Emily cleared her throat. "First, no more leaving your clothes all over the place. Second, when I'm talking to you, I want your full attention, no TV, no phone. Third, from now on we'll use a shared calendar for chores, date nights, and personal time." She said it as if expecting applause. I blinked, trying to make sense of how our casual evening had turned into a presentation of rules. One of her friends snickered again, whispering something I couldn't hear. The room seemed to close in, thick with judgment. I took a slow breath. "Emily," I said, keeping my voice calm but firm, "I'm all for compromise. I'm okay with structure. But I'm not okay with being handed a list like I'm some employee getting new office guidelines, especially not in front of guests." Her smile wavered. "If we're talking rules," I continued, "they need to apply to both of us. Nothing one-sided. Nothing imposed." The laughter behind us died immediately. Her friends exchanged uneasy glances, unsure whether to stay involved or fade into the background. I stood up, placing my cup down deliberately. "I'm willing to communicate. I'm willing to plan. But this," I gestured toward her imaginary list, "isn't how a partnership works. Not between equals." Emily swallowed. "You really feel that way?" "I do," I said. "We either build this home together or watch it fall apart. But I'm not going to be spoken down to in my own house." The mood shifted. Even her friends, who had been laughing moments earlier, were now watching quietly, uncomfortable or maybe silently agreeing. Emily crossed her arms, her voice tight. "I thought you'd just laugh it off. I didn't think it sounded that serious." "It is serious," I said gently. "Not because of the rules themselves, but because of the way they were delivered. Marriage isn't one person setting terms. It's two people choosing them together." Her friends murmured among themselves. I heard one whisper, "He's right," and I didn't mind. It only confirmed that the imbalance wasn't imagined. Slowly, Emily's shoulders relaxed. "Maybe I pushed too hard," she admitted. "I just wanted us to be more organized. I didn't think about how it might come across." "I understand," I told her. "And I'm open to improving things, but only if we do it together." Her expression softened with real understanding. "I didn't see it that way," she whispered. "It's okay," I said with a reassuring smile. "We'll figure it out. Just remember my voice matters too." From that moment on, the rest of the night felt different. The laughter returned lighter, shared without the shadow of mockery or imbalance. When we discussed chores, schedules, and what needed fixing, it finally felt like a conversation instead of a lecture. By the time her friends left, the air between us was calmer, clearer. Something had shifted back into place. The next morning, I woke with a quiet peace I hadn't felt in a while. Emily was already in the kitchen making coffee. When she greeted me, her tone held no defensiveness, only sincerity. As we moved around each other, there was no tension or leftover resentment. Just two people sharing the same space with genuine respect. Later, we sat down with the shared calendar she'd mentioned. But this time, every task, every plan, every responsibility was talked through openly and agreed to by both of us. No demands. No surprises. Just cooperation. Even her friends, when they came by again, acted differently, more respectful, more aware of the boundary that had been drawn. Their jokes were softer now, without the hint of condescension. That evening, Emily touched my arm. "Thank you for last night," she said. I understand now. I didn't before. It's not about winning, I told her. It's about us, making sure we both feel heard. She smiled, warm and genuine, and it lit up the room. As I got ready for bed, I realized something important. Standing up for yourself doesn't harm a relationship, avoiding it does. Boundaries aren't walls, they're foundations. And by protecting my dignity, I protected us, too. The balance had returned. And for the first time in weeks, the future felt steady again.